basketball. We're talking basketball. It's basketball day today.
You are playing Kentucky.
Huh? What do we figure out in practice today?
What were you focusing on? What would
When you come off the bye week, kind of a day ahead how we do things. So a little bit more like a Wednesday practice today. We did our full padded practice yesterday, and then tomorrow will be a shorter practice, a little bonus practice. We get to clean some things up, and then we get into the regular schedule going on Thursday. So a lot of third downs and preparation and pass game preparation stuff today.
In practice, just take me through things that you guys try to work on in the red zone. How often you guys, focus on that, especially during game weeks?
Yeah, it's usually a Wednesday practice, which would have been today because we have the bonus day. We do more. We kind of split those days up. We're out on the field probably about 25 minutes less than normal today. And you make up for a lot of that time tomorrow. And so we'll do red zone tomorrow. But usually we work there. You work on goal line on a game week on Sunday. You work on a lot of your goal line package. You work on red zone on Wednesday. And then obviously again on Thursday where you do everything.
So it's obviously disappointing not be able to score points, but I know, Coach Evans, he was talking yesterday about how he doesn't believe you guys have been able to even run a goal line set since maybe the LSU game.
You just haven't gotten in a goal line set. You get your goal line sets really inside the 3-yard line for us. And it's been a long time since we've done that. Touchdowns, if we scored, it's been outside the 3-yard line, which is in some ways that's good. That's what we want to do. I like running the ball in a little further out. If we never have to get into the goal line set, that's fine. As long as you're scoring points.
But you guys did that more often last year, right? You guys didn't goal line.
I think we ended up being inside on the goal line a little bit more last year.
Yeah, Dick had like 5 1-yard touchdowns.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean all that is a lot depending on statistically speaking. In our research study, you end up about 24 goal line snaps a season is your average. I think last year we were high on offense. We were very low on defense last year.
Right.
On those numbers, but as it averages out, it ends up being about 24 on the season.
And this season just
hasn't been many.
Yeah.
But it goes that way. Game 1, I don't think any, maybe one.
Did we have one?
I don't know if we
probably
had
didn't
one. Game 1. Game 2, we had a couple. LSU.
I couldn't even think of LSU. Coach Hetsy mentioned it. Maybe I'm drawing a blank.
Maybe we did. I don't know. We just haven't had many where we got into our goal line off goal. Our traditional goal line offense.
Do you think when you try and look at the red zone offense and what you guys have been struggling with, what exactly has it
Execution.
been more? I know it's some execution things. Is it just
It's like everything for the whole season. If one guy makes a mistake, there's a chance for a breakdown on the play, and problems can found down the red zone because there's no space. It's a defense. It's a defense advantage area. Now, offensively, it's an advantage. You don't have very far to go, but defense advantage area because they have a lot less field they have to defend. So the margin for error becomes much, much smaller when you get down into the red zone. And for us, any one mistake creates an issue. And through most of the season, that's what you can see when you go watch. Like I said, when you're coming off a bye week, you watch cut-ups. And the reason that there's not panic for us, that we're not way far off, I don't think, of where we want to be, is you see a minor breakdown. You see a breakdown. You can go turn on a play and say, that was, we made a mistake right here. We made a mistake right here. We made a mistake right here. We go back and evaluate everything. And you go watch execution in the Auburn game. Very, very good. Very good. And to the point of not only is it blocked well up front, not only is the back hit it perfectly, blocked perfectly in the perimeter, 70-yard touchdown run, in some plays. And now you take that and missed one block up front. Well, -2. Well, now you're 2nd and 12. Well, now you're kind of behind the chains. You're scrambling, trying to do different things. You're not running your offense. You get a great play, miss a block in the perimeter. What would be a 30, 40, 50-yard run turns into a 5-yard run. Those those are some issues, you know, and that is really the bad part, is that finding the little breakdowns here and there that you can find on one play.
Yeah, up front, it's practically been the same guys as in the Auburn game, except for obviously Tobias. What's the reason there for some of the breakdowns that you weren't seeing in the
It's a
Auburn
different
game?
guy each play, you know, you go, like the UAB game's a great example. I think we gave up a couple sacks in the UAB game, right? Different guy each play. Not one guy gave up 3 sacks. Every guy on the line give up 1. Well, that's a big problem. And, you know, that is just something, I mean, that's on us, that we have to make sure our guys are executing, fundamentally sound and executing on every single play. And if you're not, then you have problems, you know, you have problems, especially in conference games because of the talent of people you play, you know. There'll be times when, you know, you see some really talented teams. I've coached some really talented teams where you make a mistake, and the guy with the ball in his hand is so special, he can make up for that mistake. But very few guys around are like that. You know, you look at some great teams, you know, I can go back. I mean, I've had a special ones, Percy Harvin. We've made mistakes. We've made a lot of mistakes. You have Percy Harvin. He made 2 mistakes on the same play. Doesn't matter. He made both guys miss, and then I ran everybody to the end
Do
zone.
you have a guy like that on this team?
Right now, I don't think anybody has Percy Harvin in the United States. Those guys only come around once every couple of years. That's why.
No,
you see great
someone
teams.
comparable to where he can overcome a mistake.
There's no one close. There's no one close to Percy Harvin. So, you know, maybe there is, what's his name? Ingram? Not Ingram. What's the other running back's name?
Trent Richardson?
He's that way. I watch him. You know, you can watch some guys. He seems like a really special player. Pretend at LSU seems that way. You know, he can make, when Lattimore was that way at South Carolina, if something's not right, he can make it right. You know, and even in the pass game, Alshon Jeffrey, great example of South Carolina. If it's not right, you know, he makes a bad throw into triple coverage. He seems to leap over everybody, can still make a play. You know, and right now, I don't know if we have a flat game changer offensively on our team, but like I said, there's not tons of them around the country. And those guys they come along every once in a while, and teams are special when they have them. But if not, most teams you have to execute at a high level, very cleanly. You know, and if you look, we've gotten away with some mistakes in some games against some teams. You don't get away with those mistakes when you're playing top 20 teams, you know, top 15 teams in the country. Those mistakes get erased, you know, they get exposed very, very quickly when you're playing LSUs and South Carolinas and Georgias of the world.
Kind of along those same sort of lines, I know it's hard to come by those big-time playmakers, you know, but, you know, when you're recruiting, I mean, is it critical to get those guys every once in a while to kind of shore up things in the short, you know, guys that you don't have to take forever to develop, or can you win with a bunch of, quote, 3-star guys?
Yeah, you can. You just have to be executing at a high level. You know, you have to execute, do that stuff. You know, it's, like I said, I mean, most teams have to win without some of those. I mean, you can, name about 6 or 7 guys, and there's not many of them out there that erase mistakes. I mean, there's some that can, you know, Vic Bowder makes up for mistakes. Vic Bowder makes someone miss, he'll break a tackle, run somebody over. You know, we have some guys that do it. The key is, you know, and everybody's got guys that can do it. The difference ones are the ones that can do it on you know, they can account for it. What do they used to say, the Detroit Lions used to call, that's Barry's guy. Their blocking schemes, they'd always circle a guy. That's Barry's guy, Barry Sanders. That's your guy. We're not going to block him, but so just so you know, that guy's going to be right there to tackle you, and chances are he won't, but, you know, some of those special guys. Now, when you have guys that are doing it sometimes, and, you know, you don't have those difference makers, you got to execute cleanly. And if you don't execute cleanly, if you're behind the chains in the SEC, I don't know, I'll guarantee you this: if Kentucky's in 2nd and 15 every series, we're going to play some unbelievable defense.